Have you ever faced a challenge that seemed too big to handle? You felt trapped, overwhelmed, unsure of how to escape the situation. We've all been there. Life often presents us with problems that test our limits, challenging our abilities and making us question whether we have what it takes to overcome them. But amidst these difficulties, there's a beacon of hope and an opportunity for growth. What if instead of dwelling on our own struggles, we turn our attention to the stories of others? Stories of individuals who have triumphed over seemingly insurmountable odds, proving that no matter how daunting a challenge may seem, courage, determination, and resilience can pave the way to victory. Welcome back to our channel where we bring you the most amazing stories from around the world. Today, we have a tale that highlights the importance of courage, loyalty, and the unbreakable bond between humans and animals. Stay tuned till the end to hear the full story of the horse who protected a farmer from a tiger. One evening, as the sky blazed with colors, the sun slipped slowly behind the horizon, its final rays painting streaks of gold and red across the vast expanse of the evening sky. Crickets began their evening chorus, their music echoing from the tall grasses along the edge of the field. A gentle breeze rustled through the leaves of the trees, carrying with it the scent of wildflowers and freshly turned soil. Our farmer, a man of the land, stood silhouetted against the dying light. His face, weathered and lined like the bark of an old oak tree, held a look of satisfaction. After a long day of working his fields, he was ready to rest. As he turned to leave, a sense of peace settled over him. It was one of those perfect endings to a perfect day, but the tranquility of the moment was about to be shattered. From the tree line at the edge of the field, a pair of eyes glinted ominously. They were eyes that held the cold, hard stare of a predator, unwavering, unblinking, waiting. The tranquility of the evening was ripped apart by a sudden movement. A large orange and black striped cat emerged from the tree line. Muscles rippled beneath its striped coat as it crept forward, each step silent, deadly, purposeful. It was a tiger, a magnificent creature of the jungle, yet one whose beauty belied a heart of pure wildness. Its lithe frame moved with a grace born of power and precision. Every muscle tensed and relaxed, a testament to its predatory prowess. Its amber eyes, glowing like twin embers, fixed on the unsuspecting farmer. Hunger, primal and unrelenting, was its guide. And the distance between it and its prey was shrinking with every silent step. As the tiger closed in on its unsuspecting target, the farmer continued to hum a tuneless melody, completely oblivious to the danger lurking just yards away from him. Time seemed to slow. The chirping of crickets replaced by an expectant hush. The setting sun cast long, distorted shadows, turning the familiar landscape into a scene of suspense. But the farmer wasn't completely alone. Beside him grazed his horse, a strong chestnut stallion with a flowing mane that rippled in the evening breeze. The horse was a creature of power and spirit, its muscular body a testament to its strength, its eyes sharp and alert, ever listening to the whispers of the wind. Like any good horse, it was attuned to the subtlest sounds of the evening. And tonight, its senses had picked up a discordant note. Its ears flicked back, nostrils flaring as it caught a scent that froze its veins. The horse whinnied softly, a sound that spoke of inquiry, of caution. But the farmer, lost in his own thoughts, didn't notice. Meanwhile, the tiger, sensing the presence of another living being, paused momentarily. It was aware of the horse, assessing it as a potential threat, but hunger was a potent motivator and it chose to press forward. As the tiger advanced, the air grew thick with tension. Each step it took resonated with the threat of danger. Suddenly, the stillness was shattered by a guttural roar. The tiger launched itself forward in a deadly pounce. The farmer looked up just in time to see the flash of orange and black streaking towards him through the dusk. His heart skipped a beat, understanding dawning on him with horrifying clarity. The serenity of the evening had been an illusion, the calm before the storm. Fear tightened its grip around his chest, making it hard to breathe. His legs gave way and he dropped to his knees, the tools clattering from his numb fingers. For a moment, time seemed to stop. The farmer sat frozen, the image of the charging tiger seared into his terrified gaze. But in that brief instant, the horse beside him reacted. With a snort and a toss of its head, it reared up on its hind legs, kicking out with a hoof. The blow connected with the tiger, sending it sprawling. The force of the kick staggered the predator, momentarily disrupting its deadly trajectory. In that split second, the farmer scrambled backward, his mind reeling from the sudden turn of events. The horse stood between him and the tiger, its muscles coiling with power, its eyes flashing defiance. The air crackled with tension as the two adversaries faced off. The tiger snarled, its breath forming white puffs in the cooling air. It shook its head, momentarily stunned, but quickly recovered its composure. With a surge of adrenaline, the horse let out a whinny, a sound that was part warning, part defiance. It pawed the ground, ready to defend its master, to stand against the tiger until its last breath. The farmer, coming back to his senses, stared at the scene before him, his heart pounding against his ribs like a trapped bird. Words failed him. All he could do was watch in awe and gratitude as his horse held its ground against the charging beast. In the ensuing moments, the world narrowed to the space between the horse and the tiger. The silence was shattered by the fury of the struggle. The tiger lunged, its claws extended, aiming for the horse's flanks. The horse pivoted, its flanks rippling with muscle as it dodged the attack. Its tail swished, keeping the tiger at bay. The tiger, frustrated by the horse's agility, snarled and circled, trying to find a weakness in its defenses. But the horse stood firm. With every passing moment, the ferocity of the tiger grew. It lunged again, its jaws snapping shut just inches from the horse's muzzle. The horse snorted, startled, and backed away, keeping just out of reach of the tiger's snapping jaws. The air crackled with tension as the two locked in a deadly game of cat and mouse. As the fight intensified, the dust rose in a thick cloud around the struggling animals, making it harder for the tiger to keep its balance. The horse used this to its advantage, striking out with powerful kicks that sent the tiger sprawling. Despite its wounds, the tiger refused to yield. With a wounded snarl, it rose and continued its assault. Its attacks, though, were becoming more desperate, less coordinated, revealing the toll the battle was taking on its stamina. Each strike from the horse was laden with the full force of its being, fueled by loyalty and love for its master. The tiger, sensing defeat, let out a final, furious roar and disappeared into the darkness. As the first rays of sunlight touched the dukest grass the following morning, the farmer stood in the center of his field, surveying the scene. Around him, the evidence of the previous night's struggle lay scattered like fallen leaves, a testament to the fierce battle that had taken place. The horse stood beside him, its coat still dusty from the struggle, but its eyes shining with a quiet pride. The farmer's heart swelled with gratitude and admiration. Words could not express the emotions that surged within him. He reached out, his calloused hand resting on the horse's neck, feeling the powerful muscles beneath his fingers. At that moment, the bond between them ran deeper than words. It was a bond forged in the fires of adversity, tempered by the courage that had saved them all. As news of the previous night's events spread through the village, the horse became a local hero. People gathered in hushed tones, sharing stories of the brave animal that had defended its master from a charging tiger. The young ones listened with wide-eyed wonder, while the elders nodded sagely, acknowledging the truth in the tales. They spoke of loyalty, bravery, and the unbreakable bond between a man and his horse. Yet behind the awe and admiration, there was a lesson in courage, a reminder that true strength doesn't always come in the form of brute force, but can also be found in loyalty, determination, and the willingness to stand up for what's right. Years passed, and the memory of the tiger attack faded into a distant tale. But for the farmer, the horse remained a steadfast companion and a symbol of courage. Whenever he walked the fields, he remembered the night of the tiger, remembering the friend who had met death with hooves of thunder. And so, the legend lived on in the heart of the land, a story whispered on the wind, carried by the rustling leaves and sung by the crickets at dusk. It was the tale of a horse that chose loyalty over fear, reminding all who heard it that sometimes the smallest among us can display the greatest courage.